In you go, boys. Thank you.
And AJ understands that also. There's talk of that fight happening now this year, and again it's talk. You've got two fighters that don't need to fight, two fighters that really believe they were the best fighters in the world, that have to come to terms with it mentally, two fighters that you know, we probably want the fight more than they do. So with these two fighters, it's a choice.
Conor Benn just got attacked by Chris Eubank Jr. after canceling the fight, and honestly, what a disgrace. First, Benn begged for the rematch, and now he's the one backing out. No wonder Eubank snapped. Chris stood tall like a true warrior, while Benn came off exposed, fragile, and full of excuses. That's when Eubank really tore into him. Eubank Jr. came out firing with raw aggression, cutting Benn down to size with no hesitation. He wasn't just talking, he was declaring dominance. Calling him a kid, promising to wreck him, it all carried weight. That was a warning shot. Benn's body language said it all. He looked like prey standing.
You're a kid, yeah, kid that's gonna fuck you up. Yeah, kid that's gonna fuck you up. Yeah.
Watch what happens.
Yeah, watch what happens. Dead boy walking, yeah? Dead boy walking, yeah? Yeah, you're lucky. You're lucky.
Here's Benn showing his true colors, talking about family holidays instead of fighting. Excuses, excuses, and more excuses. While Eubank Jr. is locked in like a man on a mission, Benn sounds like he's on a vacation. Fans can see who's hungry and who's dodging the fire.
Right, with 12 weeks of preparation, when you don't do that, you sort of, you know you're going to beat yourself up over it. So I thought, you know, let me have the summer with me and my family, relax, and watch the fight back when I have to, which is when I have to study and sit down with a team and break.
And Eubank wasted no time exposing that weakness. Eubank Jr. isn't just taking shots at Benn, he's calling out the whole rotten side of boxing. Brave enough to say what others won't. He shows he's got the backbone Benn clearly lacks. Chris isn't here to play politics, he's here to expose cheats and stand tall.
Treacherous things they're doing in the sport. No one speaks up, everyone's too afraid. Oh, I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I don't want to lose out on a fight, or I don't want to mess up my money. I don't care. I don't need to be here. So if you do something wrong, I'm going to expose you.
Even Eddie Hearn had to admit Benn crossed the line, calling out his lack of respect and professionalism. That says it all. When your own promoter can't defend your behavior, you know you're in trouble. Benn's stock is falling fast, while Eubank's fire only keeps rising.
Honestly, this guy has zero respect for anything. And I hope people can see through it. Some will, some won't. But if you can't see them, that's a lot of what happened up there was just wrong. So listen, we go to work and we're in to win the fight. It's going to be different this time.
This is where things turn serious. Dave Coldwell hit the nail on the head. Banter is one thing, but once hands fly, it's war. Benn poked the wrong bear, and Eubank Jr. showed he's not a man to be disrespected. Touching his face was the spark that lit the fire. Coldwell knew it. The fans felt it. When tempers boil over like this, it's no longer a friendly buildup. It's a grudge fight. And in grudge fights, mental toughness matters more than technique. Eubank thrives on that edge, while Benn looks shaky every time the pressure rises. The line was crossed, and now there's no going back.
I'm not surprised.
Does that cross the lane, do you think?
Yeah, it does. Listen, the presser was good. It was a great presser, back and forth, poking each other, but not too far. But once you get physical and you touch a man's face, then...
Adam Smith brought the broadcaster's perspective, and he's spot on. Boxing isn't ballet, it's brutal, messy, and emotional. No, you don't condone shoving and face grabbing at a presser, but let's be real, it's added fuel to the fire. The headlines are bigger, the fans are louder, and the rivalry is red hot. Benn might think he's playing games, but in reality, he's just given Eubank Jr. more motivation to break him. The hype is spilling into the mainstream, and now even casual fans want to see how far Eubank will go to silence Ben. What should have been a normal face-off has turned into a national talking point, and that only benefits Chris.
You're twice as big for the casual fans. Do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens.
Tony Bellew's words were bold, but let's dissect them. He gave Ben credit for being technically sharper, but boxing isn't always about clean technique. It's about heart, resilience, and the ability to dig deep when it matters. Eubank Jr. has proven time and time again that he doesn't fold under pressure. Yes, Ben might look tidy on paper, but what happens when he's under the lights, getting bullied by a stronger, mentally tougher opponent? That's where technique breaks and true grit shines. Bellew may doubt Eubank's masterful boxer claim, but Chris doesn't need labels, he needs results. And results show he's still standing while Ben is stuck making excuses.
Conor is a far better fighter than Chris Eubank Jr. is a boxer. Technically, yeah. And that's the problem that Chris Eubank Jr. is having. He's got this thing in his mind, he's a masterful boxer. No, you're not. No. I'm sorry, no, you're not.
He's been...
Tony Bellew himself admitted the fight scale is unmatched. Bellew might criticize, but even he couldn't deny the truth. This fight is massive. It's not just a boxing match anymore. It's a cultural event, a rivalry that's gripped the entire nation. Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. is now personal, public, and powerful. Every shove, every insult, every cancellation has only made the stakes higher. And when the stakes rise, so does the pressure. Ben is cracking under it, while Eubank thrives on it. This is the kind of fight that defines legacies, the one fans will talk about for years. Win or lose, Eubank Jr. has already proven he's fearless. Ben still has everything to prove, and in the court of public opinion, that matters most.
But I think this fight's just gone took another toll.
It's absolutely grabbed the public interest now to another level, isn't it?
This is quite simply the biggest fight this country's ever seen.
Conor Benn's words were raw, but also reckless. He openly admitted he wasn't thinking strategy, he was thinking violence. I want to smash his head in might sound tough in a soundbite, but it reveals far more weakness than strength. Fighters who lead with pure emotion rarely last against seasoned opponents, and Chris Eubank Jr. knows this game too well. He thrives when rivals lose their composure. The more Ben talks about rage, the more he shows he lacks a calculated plan. Boxing isn't about cuddles, but it also isn't about blind anger. It's about discipline, control, and execution. Eubank has been forged in high-pressure battles, proven that he can keep calm when fists are flying and punish mistakes. Ben's confession simply confirms he's more hot-headed than cold-blooded, and that spells danger against a composed operator like Eubank Jr. One man is entering a fight with emotion, the other with focus, and when skill meets discipline, emotion alone gets smashed.
I guess there's a lot of emotions on the fight. So for me it was like, going into the fight, that was my aim, was to hurt him.
Right.
And I hurt him. And that was my plan. That's, I'm not going in there to give him a cuddle and,
Johnny Nelson's take was interesting, but it felt overly harsh on Eubank Jr. He suggested Chris's legs looked heavy and stiff, but that was one performance, not a career pattern. Eubank has shown countless times he can adjust and refine when the stakes rise. Fighters evolve, especially those with Eubank's drive. On the flip side, Nelson claimed Ben has improved, but improvement against what level of opposition? Talk of Ben looking sharper is meaningless until he proves it against top-tier competition, and Eubank is that test. Ben's supporters cling to the idea of different results, but history suggests otherwise. Pressure exposes him, while pressure fuels Eubank. Nelson predicted another long, grueling fight, but the energy here feels different. Eubank isn't treating this as just another bout. He's treating it as a legacy-defining war, and when one fighter is carrying that mindset while the other is carrying excuses, the outcome tilts heavily one way. Eubank's resilience outweighs Ben's supposed improvements every single time.
I do see improvement there for Conor, and I do think the results will be different the other way around. In the next fight, I think it'll go the distance all over again.
Barry Jones delivered it straight. This fight will be punishing for both, but Eubank remains the favorite. And he's right. Their first meeting was grueling, yet it was Chris who looked more seasoned and composed through the chaos. Barry acknowledged that only a freak shot could change the balance, which underlines just how tough and durable Eubank is. That's not bias, that's reality. Fighters like Chris are built for hard nights. He's shown the chin, the stamina, and the grit to survive wars and still push forward. Then, he's untested at this level under real sustained pressure. Jones made it clear, no easy outcomes, no shortcuts. This will be another punishing night, and when the playing field is that harsh, you side with the man who's proven himself under fire. That's why Eubank Jr. is still favored, and why Benn faces an uphill battle he may not be able to climb. Legacy is on the line, and Chris is the man more equipped to carry that weight.
This fight can only harm him, because that was a hard fight, the first one. This one will be another hard fight, whoever wins, unless there's a real freak occurrence, not a freak occurrence, unless someone gets caught with the shot really early, then it's going to be a hard night, which you still have to make Eubank the favourite again, like I did the first time. I mean, so I don't...
This fight isn't just another headline. It's about pride, legacy, and proving who really runs British boxing. If Chris Eubank Jr. wins, he cements himself as the man who shut Conor Benn down twice, silencing excuses forever. But if Benn somehow shocks the world, it rewrites the narrative completely and gives him the respect he's been desperate to earn. The real question is, who's mentally stronger? Benn talks with anger, Eubank walks with composure. One man's fighting emotions, the other's fighting for history. That contrast will decide everything. Fans know it, pundits feel it. This clash is destiny. So tell us, are you backing the warrior Chris Eubank Jr., or do you believe Conor Benn pulls off the upset? Drop your thoughts below.